My daughter is a very committed ballet dancer. She started when she was about 5, and she just never stopped. And right now she's with the Boston Ballet, so she's on her way to becoming a professional. But when she was 14, she was studying at this very strict Bolshoi school, full of Russians. They hardly spoke any English. And if you have a daughter who's into ballet, the big thing is the Nutcracker. Every year you have to go to the Nutcracker. It's a big family thing. And the school asked me if I would be Drosselmeyer in the Nutcracker. And I was really flattered, and I thought, maybe they see something in me that I don't even see in myself. And of course my daughter was horrified, but I said, just to be clear, I'm not a dancer. I teach math. I'm a mathematician. I have this company, Mathnasium. It's not just so that's completely clear. And they said, no, we really want you. So, Drosselmeyer is an important part. He's the magician who is he's in the first act. And he kicks off the whole story, and he's the one who gives the kids the Nutcracker, which sets off the fantasies. So I prepare for my Drosselmeyer role. He wears an eye patch and a funny hat, and I'm all excited. And I come to the first rehearsal, and the director's there. His name's Vladimir. He speaks really almost no English, and he starts the music. Dun, 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 and all the kids are dancing, and I expected someone to tell me what to do, but nobody tells me what to do. And I'm just standing there, and the kids are dancing, and eventually Vladimir just jumps in and dances the Drosselmeyer part instead of me, and it's kind of humiliating. And I go to my daughter afterwards, and I say, well, what happened? And she said, well, you weren't prepared. You should have come prepared. You should have known your part. And I said, but isn't somebody going to block me? She says, no, dancers, they listen to the music, and that's how they know how to move, and you're just pathetic. So he said, get a videotape, learn the Drosselmeyer part. So I'm really into this. I get the videotape, I learn the Drosselmeyer part, I learn all the moves, and for the next rehearsal, I'm ready. So Vladimir shows up, and he puts on the music, and dun, 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 and I jump in, and I do my Drosselmeyer thing, and all the kids are laughing at me because I'm not that good, but I'm into it, and this is my interpretation of Drosselmeyer, and I'm just gonna go for it. And about 3 or 4 minutes in, Vladimir stops the music, and he turns to me, and he says, "Okay, now you make girl disappear." And I say, "What?" And he says, "You're a magician. You make girl disappear." And I say, okay, I'm playing a magician, but I'm not a real magician. I actually don't know how to do that. And he gets this really kind of weird look on his face, and he goes and he huddles with the other Russians, and they're talking very quickly. And as they're talking, it occurs to me what must have happened. In his Russian brain, when I said mathematician, Mathnasium, he heard magician. And the only reason that they asked me to be in the Nutcracker was he thought that I was a magician. I know. And he comes back, and he just gives me this kind of look, like Putin, like this scowl. And he starts the music, and it starts again, and then right next to me, there's a 9-year-old, like a little chubby 9-year-old girl. She's dancing right next to me. She's dancing the Drosselmeyer part. And I'm getting kind of angry and competitive, and I say, kid, I'm Drosselmeyer. And she turns to me and she says, no, I'm Drosselmeyer. And I say, no, I'm Drosselmeyer. And the two of us get into this big fight, and Vladimir stops the music. And I turn to him and I say, I'm Drosselmeyer, right? And he says, no, she's Drosselmeyer now. And it's like, and I couldn't believe it. I said, are you firing me? Am I getting fired from the Nutcracker? And then he says, you can't dance. You can't make girl disappear. You disappear. And that was it. And I'm so upset, I have to be escorted out of the studio. And I go to my daughter afterwards and I say, this was horrible. I'm traumatized by this. And she said, Russian ballet is tough, It's not warm and cuddly. And I was so upset by this that I didn't go to the Nutcracker, and I haven't been to the Nutcracker since then because fuck the Nutcracker. I hate the Nutcracker.